Today is my day, my book signing, so wish me luck.
Hi everyone, welcome to Book Soup. We are about to get started. We're thrilled to have Daniel Lopez here today, this afternoon. The book is Alestir, and it is Daniel's third published book. After the reading, we will move to the back desk to have a signing with the author, Daniel. Here he is.
Hello everyone. Well, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming and being here. My family, my friends, acquaintances, friends of friends, and strangers. And I would also like to thank Book Soup for letting me have a book signing here at their store. So thank you very much, everyone. Everyone is here gathered today because of my new book, Alestir. And this is the cover, and this is a model actor who's portraying Alestir. After looking at the book cover, most of you are probably wondering and questioning why I wrote about a pre-adolescent boy, or what made me want to write about a pre-adolescent boy. And the answer and reason to that is, it goes back to the age when I was 16, because at that age is the age that I started writing stories, and it was also at that age that I came up with my first book, The Vendetta House. And I got the inspiration at that age, at 16, to come up with Alestir, and it was basically after watching a music video on MTV called Jeremy. And the video, Jeremy, depicts a young boy who's living a very hard life, similar to Alestir's. It's a video that ends very tragically, and it was a video or story that kind of touched me personally, because at that time I was going through many personal problems, mainly at school, and I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was alone a lot, and there was rumors going around about me, and so it just wasn't a good time in my life. So I related very much with that video and the boy Jeremy. I felt like Jeremy was me in some ways. So it kind of triggered the inspiration for me to come up with my own story of a troubled boy similar to Jeremy, and that's how Alestir came to be. Well, another thing I want to say is that even though I got the inspiration for Alestir after watching the video Jeremy, I just want to say that in no way is Alestir Jeremy or is Jeremy Alestir. Alestir is his own character, his own person, with some of my likenesses at that age. There are similarities within myself and Alestir. Like Alestir, I was a strange and odd kid at times. I was also bullied and picked on at times in my youth. It was just a rough time for me, so I related very much with that video. Another thing that I want to add is that even though this story is written about a pre-adolescent boy, this story is not meant for kids to read, because there's language, there's violence, there's content that's inappropriate for minors to read. There's also death in the story. So it's just not a story for minors to read, but I mainly write for young adults and above, and that's my target audience. Some of you here have read my other two books, The Vendetta House and The Story of Miles. So in some way you have a little sense of my writing style, even though all my books are completely different from each other. I like to keep the readers on edge with suspense and drama, and I also write mainly to entertain and even shock a little bit. But like the saying goes, there's a saying, never judge a book by its cover. You should also not judge an author by what he or she writes about. Because despite the violence in my stories and the tragedies to my characters, these are stories that I'm very proud of. And I'm proud of all three of my stories because they mean a lot to me. Mainly because they're a part of me, my heart, my mind, my soul, and stories that I spent many years working on since the age of 16. So now I'll talk a little about what the book is about. Most of you are probably wondering what the book's about. Well, basically, Alestir is about a young boy who's living a very hard life with an alcoholic and abusive father. And he's also a kid who's being bullied by 4 bullies at his school. These bullies are not only mean to him, but are very cruel and brutal to him, just like his father is to him. Alestir basically hates his life, hates his existence, has no one to look up to, no one to confide in. He basically wants to end his life, and that's up until the point where Alestir meets a teenager boy named Randy who befriends him. And Randy ends up being the big brother and the father figure to him that he never had, and he teaches him the things that his father never did and never could. and they form a close bond. And a reason why Randy is drawn to Alestir is because of a horrible tragedy that occurred in Randy's life when he was Alestir's age, about 11 and a half, 12 years old, because he had a younger brother who ends up dying early on in the story. So he looks at Alestir almost like his younger brother. There are similar, and Alestir too also has tragedies within his life other than just being bullied on and picked on and the tragedies within his father. So he also relates with Randy. There's also differences within Randy and Alestir. Randy is the popular, athletic teenager boy who has a good family upbringing. He's like I said, he's popular in high school. He has a girlfriend. And Alestir is the complete opposite. He's a young boy, a dark, lonely boy. He's very different than Randy, but they form a close bond together. And that's basically the dramatic part of the story. But it takes a total twist once Alestir's father finds out about the boy named Randy, because Alestir's father doesn't want him to have any friends, especially Randy. So that's when the dark rage sets in Alestir's mind, and basically Alestir has to find his own way to continue to be Randy's friend and to stop the bullying. That's basically what the story's about. Does anybody have any questions about the book? Or Howard?
I don't remember about the other two books, but is there a surprise ending on this one?
Well, like I said earlier, all my books are different, so they don't end the same. They're all different, and there is shock within the story, but I would say there's plenty of shock within the story for there to be a shocking ending. So, yeah. Anybody else?
What can you expect for what's the next book?
Well, I have other stories that I've been juggling throughout the years, and I haven't decided if I want to release another fictional story or if I want to release an autobiography about my life. And because I've written about my life in chronicles, and I think I might want to release one of those. So, but right now that's just up in the air. Ed?
How long did you work on this book?
Well, like I said, I came up with the ideas at the age of 16, but I started writing it at the age of 19. So it's been many years off and on since then. Well, thank you again, everyone, for coming, and for those of you who bought a book, I'll be signing in the back.
Remind us where the books are?
Oh, the books, well, if you want to purchase a book or haven't, they're up front at the counter, and I'll be signing in the back.
Thank you very much, Dennis.
Hi, thanks for coming. Thank you everyone again. I'll be in the back signing books, so see ya.
I don't have a familiar
I missed the first two, so.
Hop on at the concert.